Hello everybody, Killatia here, and today we are reviewing the Afterglow Prismatic controller for the Xbox One. Also works on Windows 10 and will work on Windows 7 and 8 with a drivers update, but it'll plug and play into your Windows 10 computer no problem. As previously, this is a controller for the Xbox One. As you can see, the layout are very similar. Even the trigger button are kind of the same. But there are some differences here. Like, of course, you can actually change the lighting on your Afterglow Prismatic controller. And before I continue, let me just say that I love the Afterglow controllers. I loved it on the original 360. I still have my Afterglow controller for the Wii U. And I got the Afterglow for the Xbox One. Now anyways, the problem with the previous Afterglow controllers is that they usually only came in one color, but you can actually customize the color on this to your liking. Just press this button back here, and you can use the right analog stick to change the color to whatever you see fit, and you use left to change the brightness here. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Then you gotta press the button on the back again, and there you go. Stays the color like you wanted it to do. Another neat feature is that you have these wheels on the back here, and they act as like a separate button here. Like right now, these are mapped to the trigger buttons and the R3 and L3 buttons. But if you read the manual, you can actually program these wheels to be any other different buttons, including like the face buttons here. So you can still be playing a game and you can use the wheels to like jump and such. Didn't really mess around with that only because I don't really like to, change the layout of a controller so much. But if you're into that sort of things, or if you have a disability which prevents you from using the face buttons too much, the wheels are a nice alternative. And then you have a headphone jack for 3.5 millimeters. The original Xbox One controllers didn't have that. You had to buy an accessory for that. Later Xbox One controllers do have that, but the first ones didn't. And this was not featured in the last Xbox One third-party controller that I reviewed earlier this year, so it is a nice touch here. The only real problem I have with this is the cables themselves. I mean, in theory, it's not that bad. It's detachable, but usually when I think of a detachable cable, it usually happens further along the cable. But it happens right at the controller here. Like so. A little bit hard to take out here. What makes it really weird for me is that it also uses like a micro USB connector instead of like a something else here. I would normally see this on like a wireless Xbox One or a wireless PS4 controller, not a controller that was meant to be a wired one. Like, if you're going to put the trouble of making a micro USB connection on the controller, you might as well add in some rechargeable batteries and some wireless connectivity to it. But I guess that's just minor nitpick for me. I just find it, odd they went through this. But the controller itself is cheaper than the regular Xbox One controller. This is about $50. The official one, I think it's like either $60 or $70. If you want to use that on a computer, that's like another $20, $30 adapter. But this will work right on your Windows 10 computer, as previously mentioned before. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and decide to show off some gameplay footage of me playing some PC games with this controller, because I got this for this to be my main PC controller here, so catch you in a bit. Here we have Fallout 4 for the PC, and yes, I am using the Afterglow Prismatic controller for the PC because One of the main reasons why I got this controller was that I needed a new controller for the PC. But as stated, this will also work on the Xbox One. And also stated it'll work on Windows 10 no problem, but for Windows 7 and 8, you are going to need a driver. So anyways, let's go on ahead and try to find a quick gun out to do here. The controls are pretty good so far. No input lag, whatever. Ooh, cool. Ah. There we go. Ah! There we go. Oh. Oh shoot. Is there one behind me? Get over there. Come on. Ooh, yeah. They kind of came out of nowhere. Okay, let's get some ammunition from them. Don't want the 2-ball, but I use the bottle caps. And yeah, there we go. The controller works fine with the PC version of Fallout 4. Let's go on ahead and test it out with a few other games. And now we're gonna play some good old 2D platforming with the Angry Video Game Node Adventure, and we're gonna test out the D-pad here in this game here. D-pad is very responsive in the hand. Like, gotta be careful of those smiley faces. Excuse me. Yeah, really no problem with the D-pad here. Very responsive. Of course, I got hit by it. Of course I died there. But that was my fault, and not the fault of the D-pad here. It works pretty well for the most part. No real complaints about the D-pad whatsoever. Now let's try a fighting game next. And here we go with some Skullgirls here for the PC. It's been a while since I played the game, but I don't think I'm doing too bad. Just need to get used to it again. Ooh, you got me with a good combo there, but yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of button mashing, but at the same time, I'm doing pretty good with this controller here. Like, very responsive. Nothing really wrong with it. Like, really, if I somehow manage to die, it'll be my fault and not the fault of the controller here. Okay, let's try to knock her out at least once here. Die, Miss Potion, die! There we go! No, take 2 for now. Let's go on ahead and try one more game real quick. And here we have Sonic Generations, once again for the PC, but it's also available for the 360 and the PS3. So anyway, let's do a quick round of Green Hill Zone with modern day Sonic, and let's see if this controller does the trick here. Yep, so far, so good. Yeah, like I really have no problem with the controls here. There we go. Oops. I missed that jump. I'm making the same mistake there. There we go. Lost all my boost, but I'm pretty sure you all got a good idea about this controller. Every game we threw at it has no problem with it, so I say it is definitely worth the money if you ask me. Yeah, so overall, I really do enjoy the Afterglow Prismatic controller here. Very responsive, very functional. Has some features on here some that people may like. I personally don't use these, but I'm sure somebody will appreciate them. And it feels good in the hand. Works on your Xbox One and on the PC. And this is why I really got the controller for it, is for the PC. And I do like this a lot better than the last third-party Xbox One controller I reviewed. If only because there was actually a headset port down below here. So really, the only thing, like I said, the only real complaint I had is the using the USB micro cables as a detachable cable. But in hindsight, kind of a minor complaint here. The Afterglow Prismatic controller for the Xbox One is about $50, as I mentioned earlier. Make it cheaper than the official one, and if you're looking for a second Xbox controller, or just needing a controller for your PC, I would at least think about getting this one. My final rating is an A. This is Killatia signing off. Hope to see you next time.